Ethos started pretty much with a desire to meet the holistic needs of young people. I work with a lot of kids that are in the system, whether on foster care, probation, and I'm a constant wraparound, TDM meetings, all these different things that it's for kids in the system. So this is also a prevention base to try and reach these kids and help them grow, so that they don't end up in the system or get in trouble, so they can make wiser choices.
Mountain Crisis Services is a domestic violence and sexual assault agency that provides a gamut of services from shelter to counseling to legal services. Mountain Crisis Services got involved with the youth program kind of through our prevention work. We do a lot of work basically K through 12th grade, and what we see in prevention is whenever you do anything with youth that's around youth development or leadership building, what you're doing is you're preventing a whole gamut of things, whether it's violence or substance abuse.
So the Yosemite Youth Expedition is rooted in wilderness therapy programs. An incredible tool for therapeutic development of young adults. Bringing them into the wilderness reduces all of the kind of social trappings that prevents direct connection between young adults. They're back to their basic core identity, and individuals are there with themselves and with each other and with this place. These young adults also learned quite a bit about youth leadership, about peer leadership. They were in charge of map reading. They were in charge of developing their own campsites. They were in charge of packing their own packs. Learning these life skills are such a rich way to feel empowered, to realize that you have the ability to make changes in your own life.
It was so amazing and surprising how many youth showed up.
Last year we went on 3 hikes, and then which were workups for a larger hike, 4-day hike, and it was awesome. A lot of them hadn't even been in the park, and we brought in 30 plus kids into these hikes, and their response was great. They enjoyed it. They were stretched. I think they were grown a lot, and it's one of those things that I think we can definitely take and develop with these kids. And I was actually pretty impressed and surprised with the diversity of kids. Some kids were from group homes, former group homes, some were athletes, some were at risk, impoverished background, whatever. It was a pretty diverse group of kids. And how they're born with iPods connected to their ears and cell phones in their hands, and texting, it's insane. We're finding all these moral and ethical dilemmas, and it's one of those things that it's like they don't experience nature or wildlife nearly as much as we used to. And so to get them out there in Yosemite is just a huge experience for them, and I think is vital and very important to community as a whole.
What was your favorite part of the trips last year?
Hiking up the big hills. It was hard, but it was fun because I never really go up there. It's really pretty, and I liked it. Kind of got me a peace of mind because at the time I was kind of
it was amazing. We don't go up to the park.
One of the unique aspects of the Yosemite Youth Expedition that really falls into Balanced Rock's mission is approaching this as a holistic health experience. A great example of this, one of our young adults was a diabetic and had been throughout her whole life. And in our wilderness expedition, she was introduced to new ways of eating, new foods. And she made this direct statement that, if I really want to survive, this is how I need to eat, how we ate out there in the backcountry. The next time I saw her 3 weeks later was at the farmer's market in Mariposa buying her own groceries.
The best part was after the hikes when they do solo times, we kind of come together and talk about our experience, and we'd go off and meditate on what it was that they saw and experienced and went through, and just to kind of just soak some of it in.
Backpacking trip was just amazing. They were able to kind of let go of what was happening at home and just kind of be totally present.
This was also a great opportunity for these young adults to have their eyes open to potential future careers. Through our adult volunteer program with the youth expedition, the kids were exposed to sheriff's officers, probation officers, high school teachers, parents, park rangers.
I had a really interesting experience after last summer's program. I was camping on a solo trip and ran into one of the students who had participated in the Balanced Rock program. This student shared with me that he was now a part of YCC and working in the park.
I think going into it, they're nervous, they don't know what to expect, they're a little intimidated, And I think, but even to see some of their confidence boost up, and just the sense of connection, and to go back and then on the way home on the arts bus, them going, I'm doing this again for sure, you know.
Would you do it again next year?
Heck yeah.
I would do it again. And it's like an escape from this town, pretty much.
If we had a trip next year, would you go?
Yes, I would. I would definitely go. I didn't go on the hikes last year, but I'll go if you do it again.
You never know how you're going to make a difference in a student's life or influence them in how they see the park or how they see employees of the park.
The Yosemite Youth Expedition was a life-changing experience for almost every one of the young adults that came through.
And we absolutely have to do whatever we can to make sure that youth in our gateway communities can really connect to these places.
One of the youth kind of responded with, you know, he's like, what I learned was if I can get myself up these hills physically, that I can get up all of these, as he said, mental hills and mental challenges that I face.
I think this program has opportunity to blow up. I mean, just with the experimental year that we had of over 30 kids is huge for a first program. And I think that we can blow this up and make this much bigger and better.